In ancient Rome, being killed wasn't the worst thing that could happen to you. The Romans were the most sophisticated civilization on Earth. Engineers, philosophers, lawmakers, and they designed punishments so precise, so deliberate, that historians still argue about whether they were acts of justice or something much darker. 5 of those punishments are real. All of them were completely legal, and at least one of them is still echoed in the laws of countries today. Number 5. If you killed a member of your own family in ancient Rome, you weren't just executed, you were erased from the natural world entirely. The punishment was called poena culae, the penalty of the sack. The convicted man was stripped naked and sewn alive into a leather sack. Inside with him, a dog, a rooster, a monkey, and a snake. All 4 alive, all 4 panicking. Then the sack was thrown into a river. The Romans didn't just want you dead. They wanted you to die cut off from the earth, the sky, and the sun. No burial, no afterlife, no trace. Because in Rome, some crimes weren't just against the law. They were against nature itself. And nature had to respond. Number 4. And this one is bigger than most people realize. You've heard of gladiators. You've heard of the Colosseum. What you probably haven't heard is the actual number. Over 400,000 people died inside Roman arenas. Some historians put it closer to 1 million. The punishment was called damnatio ad bestias, condemnation to the beasts. Criminals, prisoners of war, and entire religious communities were sent into the arena, unarmed, against lions, bears, leopards, and crocodiles. But here's the part that most videos leave out. This wasn't just execution, it was theater. Roman law required it to be entertaining. Executioners were literally evaluated on the quality of the spectacle. Too quick a death? Poor performance. The crowd would boo. Some victims were dressed as mythological characters before being torn apart, so the audience could enjoy the narrative. Rome turned mass execution into an art form, and the audience showed up every time. Number 3. And this one was used on Rome's own soldiers. If a Roman military unit was found guilty of cowardice or mutiny, the punishment wasn't directed at the guilty men. It was directed at everyone. 1 in every 10 soldiers was selected by lottery. It didn't matter if you'd fought bravely. It didn't matter if you'd done nothing wrong. If the lottery chose you, you were executed by the other 9, with their bare hands, or clubs, no weapons. The survivors were then forbidden from eating wheat. They slept outside the camp walls, unprotected, because Rome wanted them to feel what fear tasted like. That word you use today, decimate, comes directly from this. 1 in 10, dead. Rome built the most feared army in history partly by making soldiers afraid of each other. Number 2. And you think you know this one? You don't. Crucifixion wasn't just execution. It was specifically designed to take days. The way it worked, the body's own weight compressed the lungs. To breathe, the victim had to push upward with their nailed feet. Every single breath required an act of will. And when exhaustion finally won, they suffocated. Slowly, on a public road. Rome didn't use crucifixion for just anyone. It was considered too degrading for Roman citizens. It was reserved exclusively for slaves and foreigners. After Spartacus's slave revolt in 71 BC, 6,000 people were crucified, along a single road, the Appian Way, stretching for 200 kilometers outside Rome. No one was permitted to remove the bodies. They stayed there until birds picked the bones clean. Rome wanted every traveler entering the city to see exactly what rebellion cost. Number 1. And this is the one that required no violence at all. When Rome wanted to destroy someone completely, they didn't always kill them. Sometimes they did something worse. They made it so you had never existed. It was called damnatio memoriae, condemnation of memory. Every statue, destroyed. Every coin with your face, melted down. Your name on inscriptions, chiseled out. Your image on paintings and mosaics, physically removed. Your family, forbidden from speaking your name in public. Emperors like Caligula, Commodus, and Domitian received this. Some of their images were so thoroughly erased that historians spent centuries piecing together who these people actually were. Here's what makes it extraordinary. Rome was a culture obsessed with legacy. Your name surviving you was the closest thing to immortality. So the worst punishment Rome could conceive was taking that away. Not death, erasure. A fate worse than dying. Now here's what none of these punishments tell you on their own. Every single one of them served a purpose beyond the individual. The sack said, family betrayal is unnatural. The arena said, the state has the right to entertain through death. Decimation said, collective fear is more powerful than individual guilt. Crucifixion said, your suffering will be a message to everyone who passes. Damnatio memoriae said, we can make you disappear from time itself. These weren't just punishments, they were communications, and Rome sent them at scale for 500 years. The Roman Empire fell in 476 AD, but the logic behind these punishments didn't. The word decimate is still in your dictionary. Public executions still draw crowds in parts of the world. Governments still try to erase inconvenient people from the historical record. Rome didn't invent brutality, they just perfected the system around it. And the fact that we still find it fascinating says something about us too.